let's edit the actual pages in Breakdance in your Magnolia template. So here's where we left off. Um, this is the home page open in Breakdance. So we can do this by opening in pages, clicking in the link edit in Breakdance and opening it in a new window, for example, in a new tab. And this is the screen that we get when we do that. So first things first, we're going to open the structure panel. This is very important because it lets us know, it helps us also visualize all of the elements that are present in the page and how they are organized and what's the hierarchy. And well, precisely it allows us to select the elements specifically. So for example, we can select this section. This is the hero section, the first section, and change, for example, the background. Once we select any element that we have in the left side, the left sidebar has all of the settings that are modifiable from the element. So in this case, we can select the background and change it to a different color. Like for example, we can select it to change it to this sort of salmon that we have here, or the background color in here, right? We can also just pick a new color, like using the tools or the hex. The field for the hex text. This is a series of numbers and letters that will when you copy and paste it in here, the code, it will just create this new color, right? As you can see, it is changing as the color changes. So this is how to change, or you can change pretty much anything now that you know how to select it. For example, we can be selecting the elements. For example, let's assume that we want to change this picture of this image, right? So we selected the element and we can see that it's selected at the div, and in this case is listed as a background. The image is a background, so we can choose a different one. Just gonna choose a random one from a couple these persons so we can see the difference, right? So in this case, it positioned the image in a different way, and this is because the size is custom, the size for this element. Let's move it into cover, for example, cover, and instead of the position being right top, let's move it to center, and this would make it so the image covers the entirety of the container and is also positioned in the center. We can also position it in a custom. If we scroll all the way down, we have this custom setting where we can select, for example, top 50 and left 20. This is percentage. And you can be adjusting the position uh, in a according to your liking. So this is how to change the images. Obviously, you can just select any text and change whatever it says here. Like for example, this is going to be our killer tagline. And you can be changing once you change the content right here in the first tab, which is going to be the content tab. Then you can select the next tab, which is the styling. Here are the styles, and if you have different categories of styling, in this case the typography, you can change everything. The typography, you can change the fonts, you can change the size. For example, I'm going to make this 80 just for it to be huge and noticeable. You can change the color, right? You can make this whatever color you want, or pick something from your global settings, right? You can select from down here or just type anything. It's just the color knob. You can click here in advanced and you have all different settings, different more advanced obviously settings. You can here, for example, make everything to be capitalized or uppercase, like in this case, or make it like the first letter of each word to be capitalized. Anyway, so pretty much every element you have the ability to just select it and modify its properties in the left sidebar, right? For example, if we here find these buttons, so for these buttons, you just need to click them, and then you can click these little, the first icon here in the link. And here, for example, this is a learn more button that could link into the contact page. You can select any page inside of your WordPress site, or you can paste or type here any URL that you want your button to point to, right? You can just select any external link and just paste it right here. So I'm gonna add the contact page just for fun. Then we have this feature in this logo list. If, as you can see, I added some logos, but if you don't have any, it shows like this. This is the placeholder. You can add as many logos as you want to this element. I'm gonna select these two because they are the images that I have here in the site. So this would show the any logos that you add in the order that you add them. As you can see, it only added one. Okay, now we have two. So then you can edit the customizer or the stylizer tab, and here we have the list. You have different settings. In this case, I want to show you that if you click in animation, you can select the speed on which the logos are scrolling, and then there are some settings, right? The direction also, you can move it and reverse it, and there are some options, like for example, in this case is on stop on hover. If I would hover, it would stop. You can start on hover as well, or just make it infinite too, so the hover has no difference, right? There are different settings for these elements, so I advise to just explore it thoroughly if you want. And then each logo, if you select the logo, each logo can have a link. So you can again point to a link, an external link, just pasting it here, or clicking in this icon would open this window where you can select an internal page from your site to link to, right? So let's move on. So for example, you see how this button has some animation. It goes up. You can control this in this tab, selecting the element that is animated, and then selecting the advanced tab, this little gear. We see that there is a dot right next to animation. This means that the setting has some customization. That's why this dot is there. So if you select the animation, you can see you can change the animation type, you can change the duration or make it different according to your liking, or you can delete the entire animation here in this little X, right? If you would do that, this animation wouldn't be showing. As you can see, now it's static, right? So I will reverse this. Yeah, you can be just editing selecting the different elements and just changing the if you don't see, for example, if there's an image and you don't see it right away when you select it, it's probably in a background of a container, right? So it's easily accessible. So then we have these testimonials. This is, as you can see, this is an advanced slider with two slides, and they have some placeholder content. So you would just be editing this content, and for the first slide and then for the second slide. And if you want more testimonials to add more slides, it's totally possible. You can add as many slides to this slider, or as many testimonials to this section, obviously. And all you need to do is to click this icon that says duplicate content when you select the slide. You gotta select the entire slide, not just the text. The icon is in here in the structure panel or here in the sidebar. You can click whatever, and it's gonna create a new slide. So if I edit all the slides, and this is the first testimonial, I'm just gonna make this placeholder so I can show the functionality, right? This is the second testimonial, and then This is the third. So I did this content so I can show you what's going on in the front end, right? So I'm gonna refresh. And as you can see here in the testimonial slider, we have the first testimonial, which is the first slide. Then this is the second testimonial, obviously the second slide, and then the third testimonial, which is going to be obviously the third slide. And as this matches what we just did here in the structure. Just you just need to create one slide for every different testimonial that you want, and just keep adding them. And that's about it for this section. Then you have this form. This is the done with the form building of Breakdance. When you select it, you can see that you have the ability to edit every single part of the form from this element. You can change the fields, you can add fields, modify the actions. For example, if you open this, you can see that once the user sends this form, it both stores the submission in the form plugin in the Breakdance form system, and then it sends an email which is sent to the WP admin email, which is going to be the email that we set in the general settings in the beginning. So if we come to settings here, general, you can see that right now we have our email. Would you change this to your own email for your own administration? And the email notifications from the form, which is this, right, is going to be sent to the email that you select right here in the email administration settings, right? And then you can customize the form here in the customizer in the style tab. You can change the styles for the fields, the placeholders. You can change the typography, everything here in the submit button, right? It has different styles. So everything here is modifiable within the Breakdance structure. Here from our blog, the blog content is not editable from the Breakdance templates, so you can just skip this section. I will show you how to modify the global settings a little bit later. Uh, then we have the footer, which we tackle in a different video. So we have finished editing the homepage. Let's assume that we want to edit a different page. We can well, go here to the top bar where it says editing page and select a different page. Let's assume we want to select about us, and it will just make Breakdance switch the session into the page that we want to edit now. Let's give it a moment. Right, so now it loaded. All we have to do is just keep editing. We can just select sections and elements and just keep modifying everything to our liking. You can just, for example, this is the timeline. It is a little delicate, but as long as you just change the content and not the anything related to the position, nothing should break. So just select the box in this case and change the background image, select all of the text and just change that. You can just select modify anything in the left sidebar. Then yeah, everything is editable. Every element is editable very easily in Breakdance, as you can see. I just want to explore the location element so you can see the Google Maps, right? So this element right here, you can just insert right your address right here, and it will automatically pull the map and make the Google Map work. You can modify the zoom, right, and it would change it, either making it closer or farther away. And yeah, everything is pretty much the same. It's just that you can select any element and change the content. Every time you make any modifications, you can just save here in the big blue button that is in the top right corner. And yeah, this is pretty much it. And next I will be showing you how to edit the blog post.